This is eVoting, a purpose-built platform for running secure, transparent online elections. Whether you are a trade union, a cooperative, a board of directors, or a membership association, eVoting gives you a complete, auditable election from start to finish, nominations, voting, and results, all in one place. The public homepage is the starting point for voters, nominees, and observers. Every election and every result that an organization chooses to make public is accessible right here, no login required. The Public Elections page lists every election notice that an organization has published. Voters can see what is coming up, check the closing dates, and find their voting instructions. Once an election is certified and published, the results appear here. Anyone can view the final tally, who stood, who won, and by what margin. This is eVoting's commitment to transparency. Every published result stays on record permanently. Before an election opens, most organizations run a nomination campaign. This is the public-facing nomination page. Members can see the positions being contested, who has already been nominated, and how many candidates each position will return. Nominations are open to anyone the organization designates as eligible. The organization configures the eligibility rules, member verification, secondary requirements, and supporting signature counts, all from the admin panel. This is the nomination submission form. A nominator enters the candidate's details, name, position, and any required information. Once submitted, the nominee receives an email with a personalized link to accept or decline the nomination. If the campaign requires a seconder, the nominee's acceptance triggers a second verification step. Supporters can add their signatures through their own unique links. The entire flow is tracked in the admin panel in real time. Now let us step into the administrator's view. This is where the election manager logs in to manage everything: nomination campaigns, elections, voters, and results. Welcome to the eVoting admin dashboard. The stat cards across the top show live elections, draft elections, published results, voters on file, and messages pending delivery. Below that is a turnout snapshot across recent elections and a live activity feed. Here are all the nomination campaigns. Each campaign is linked to an election and tracks its own nominations separately. The status shows whether the campaign is still open, closed, or archived. Inside a campaign, the administrator sees every nomination submitted, the nominee, the position, the status, and whether the member verification and secondary requirements have been met. Each nomination can be individually reviewed. The administrator can approve it for inclusion on the ballot, reject it with a reason, or mark it as disqualified after the campaign closes. Every decision is logged in the audit trail. This is the elections list. Elections move through a clear life cycle: draft, live, closed, certified, and published. The administrator controls every transition. An election record. The administrator has configured the title, the opening and closing dates, and the results visibility. Below this are the ballots. Each ballot contains one or more contests, and each contest lists the candidates or options. The ballot structure is fully flexible. A single election can have multiple contests. Each contest specifies how voting works: standard, approval voting, rank in order, yes or no, and more. The number of seats and minimum choice requirements are all configurable. The voter roster is where the administrator links registered voters to this election. Each voter on the roster will receive a unique, personalized voting link either immediately when the election opens or at a scheduled time set by the administrator. Creating a new election takes minutes. The administrator sets the title, selects the category, board election, AGM election, referendum, and more, and configures the opening and closing dates. Notice channels are selected here: email, SMS, or both. When the election opens, eVoting automatically sends each voter their unique ballot link through the configured channel. No manual distribution. No shared links. Every voter gets their own. The voter registry. Every person who is eligible to vote in any election is registered here. Voters can be added individually or imported in bulk from a spreadsheet. Each voter record stores the name, email address, phone number, and preferred contact channel. Voters can be given a custom voting weight, useful for organizations where different classes of members carry different voting power. Bulk import. The administrator uploads a CSV file and eVoting creates or updates voter records in one step. If the election is already live, voting links are issued to new voters automatically, no second action required. This is the voter's experience. When the election opens, each voter receives a personalized email or SMS with a unique link, like this one. The link takes them directly to their ballot. No account creation. No password. Just their secure, single-use voting token. The ballot loads with all the contests and candidates. The voter makes their selections and submits. The entire voting session is encrypted. The platform records that this voter has voted, but the vote itself is anonymized. The ballot is decoupled from the voter's identity the moment it is cast. Once submitted, the voter receives a receipt, a unique reference they can use to verify their vote was counted, without revealing which option they chose. This is end-to-end transparency built in from the start. Back in the admin panel, the election is live. The administrator can see turnout updating in real time, how many voters have submitted their ballots versus how many have been issued links but not yet voted. The voter roster shows each individual voter's access status. The administrator can send manual reminders to voters who have not yet voted, individually or in bulk, without reopening the ballot or touching anyone else's voting session. The proxy assignment feature handles situations where a registered voter has granted another member the right to vote on their behalf. The administrator records the proxy relationship here, and the system issues the ballot to the proxy voter instead. Once the closing time arrives, the election status changes to closed automatically. The administrator then initiates tabulation. The system counts all valid cast votes and computes the result for every contest on the ballot. The tabulation result is presented as a draft, showing vote totals, percentages, and winners for each contest. The administrator reviews the figures, and if satisfied, certifies the result using the lock and finalize button. Certification is permanent. A certified result cannot be modified. An export pack is available immediately after certification, a PDF summary of the full result, a detailed audit trail, and a CSV of cast vote records. This is the package handed to the organization's board, auditors, or regulatory authority as official evidence of the election outcome. The administrator publishes the result and it appears here on the public results page, accessible to any member, any observer, or any stakeholder the organization chooses to share it with. Every contest, every candidate, every vote count, and every winner is displayed clearly. The organization's name and the election date are stamped on the record. This page stays live permanently. It is the organization's public record of the election outcome. Every action on the platform is recorded in the audit log. Every login, every ballot opened, every result certified, every voter roster changed, time-stamped, attributed, and permanent. This is the full chain of custody for every election run on eVoting. The audit log is accessible to the administrator and to observers who have been granted view access. It is the definitive record for any dispute, any review, or any regulatory inquiry. From the first nomination to the final published result, eVoting handles the complete election lifecycle in one platform. Nomination campaigns with member verification. Ballots with flexible voting methods. Unique personalized voting links sent directly to every voter. Real-time turnout monitoring. Certified results with a full audit trail. And a permanent public record of every outcome. Whether you are running a board election for 15 directors, or a union ballot for 15,000 members, eVoting gives you the tools, the transparency, and the security that a credible election demands. eVoting. Secure, transparent elections, from the first nomination to the final published result.